Did you make that? Did you make that? Did you make that?
Silent Hill TDS, J. Leo, Hitchhikers. Check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggie of some veggies, your romaine. Soppy ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighten up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the factions when my rations getting low. Get down on the floor, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know, I just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this sweet too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze, ain't a blaze, I got heated though. Then I'm let the heater flow and send it to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick the date before you let him roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas wanna end me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of character, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in F doom hits. The sun god bringing some light. Now watch your mood switch. Hieroglyphs when writing scripts. Namaste but conquering, conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
Yeah, I missed y'all. What's going on? It's your boy White Hot Mar. We in the building. It's midnight. It's I.O.W. Sports, the late night owl edition, episode 99. I'm back. I had to take a little hiatus. You know, I don't know what. Look, I was a night owl that got turned into a morning junkie. I was chasing the bag, so my real life and work. I was working a morning job, and I want to make it to midnight. I was defeating the purpose of being a late night owl because I was asleep by 8:30. Damn TV was watching me. I'm over here trying to get my synopsis on sports, and players on the bench was pointing at me, laughing at me. Sleep. No. But look, I'm glad everybody is doing all right. It's Thursday. It's your boy. I'm back. Oh, man. Come on, Nick. Give me a second. I'm going to get through all these preliminaries and stuff out the way. Y'all go over to the website, www.iof19.com. You know how we get down. That is the website that you can get all the information you need for anything I.O.W. network related. Go get the app, the I.O.W. network app. Make sure y'all go cop that. We got a lot of great music on there, a lot of great content, different types of podcasts, mainstream, underground artists. It's dope. It's dope. But no, I am back. The late night owl kid is back. You know, once you get rid of the job that's causing you to sleep before 9 o'clock, we back. Look, I'm telling y'all, it hurt me to be away on the hiatus more than y'all, because I enjoy talking sports. I enjoy being on the podcast. Just giving my opinion. Everybody has an opinion. I loved putting mines out there. And of course, the song, I haven't heard that song in so long. That's my guy right there, 40 Water, Silent Hill, J. Leo, Palmo Devil Dance. Y'all go follow them, scrolling on the bottom of your screen on YouTube. Hey, my guy 40 also does t-shirts. Yeah, make some dope t-shirts. Broken Heart Society. So definitely go check them out. Look, a lot to get into. We're definitely gonna talk a little football. Of course, Cleveland Browns just came off the victory 17-14 over the Denver Broncos. We'll talk about that in just a second. Got to talk about a little Ben Simmons in the NBA. NBA's in full swing. That situation that was going on in Philly. Who's at fault? Blase. What else is there to talk about? Dodgers just got another victory over the Atlanta Braves. That series is now 3-2. Atlanta needs to figure out how to close out the Dodgers. This is the second year in a row that they are up 3-1 against the Dodgers, and now that the Dodgers have won Game 5, hell of a performance by Chris Taylor. We'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of the show as well. But leading headlines from Thursday night. A great night of sports. Look, I came back at the right time. I absolutely came back at the right time because it is the epitome of like heaven for sports junkies. I mean, you got NFL in full swing, college football in full swing. NBA just started a couple of nights ago. Hockey just started their season a couple of weeks ago. Baseball is in the middle of the playoffs. So you're getting some of the best playoff or best baseball play for sure. I mean, you can't beat this as a sports fanatic, as a sportscaster, or a person that talks sports, a person that breathes and loves everything else about sports. You can't beat this time of the year. You absolutely can't. There's a lot going on sports-wise going on. And look, I got another guy that was excited that the Wild Card Mar is back as a night owl. Imagine this. Of course, we got the big homie Nick. He's still up. Residential I.O.W. sports white guy decided to join me at 99.
I thought I'd be known for more than that by now.
Look, man.
I thought I would be measured by the content of my sport knowledge and not the color of my skin.
Look. Your sports knowledge is on par with the best of the best. That's you don't need to state the obvious. All right. All right. We're not gonna state that obvious. But appreciate you hopping on, Nick. I mean, I'm feeling damn good. Episode 99, back of the late night owl edition. Once I got some stuff readjusted back in my life, I am back. Man, I'm telling you, bro, I was not making it past like 9 o'clock sometimes. I was like straight chin to chest. I was straight knocked out.
I'm still sick, man. Like I'm sitting here trying to drink. Like I'm on my second gallon of water because I've been on the DL for like 10 days.
Yeah.
And I slept till like 2:30 this afternoon because the NyQuil knocked me out. So I'm with you, man. I'm up on the late night tonight.
Yeah, that NyQuil is like it's a gift and a curse. you will get your sleep. That's the gift part. The curse part is
miss, some life.
You missing a lot of life.
Like one of them is lunch.
You missing a lot of life.
Excuse me.
But no, I mean,
rounds tonight, man.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let's get into it. That's the leading topic I got on my list. Man, have a game. The Ernest Johnson
Welcome to the NFL.
Welcome to the NFL. And I mean, you got Nick Chubb is still nursing his calf injury. Kareem Hunt's on IR. Baker Mayfield's out because of his torn labrum and his non-throwing shoulder. And most people are thinking like, oh, there's no way Browns is going to win this game. You got injuries up the wazoo. Yeah, put your hand up. Yeah. Put your hand up.
But nobody.
You talked yourself out of that pick.
I did.
Too.
And Javonte Williams only got 4 carries the whole game.
You talked yourself out of that pick.
I did, because number one, obviously you didn't think that Johnson was going to do this, right? You didn't think he was going to go for, one of the top running backs of the week in terms of production without ever seeing the kid play before. And you're the Browns, the Broncos. You only gave Javonte Williams 4 carries. I think you only ran the ball 8-9 times. Like, you played like you were down by 40 when you were down by 7.
It's a 3-point game.
Shit. Like, your game plan was absolute shit.
And we'll touch on the Broncos in just a second, but I want to go look at this from the Browns' point of view. D'Ernest Johnson, most football heads, unlike you and me, probably haven't heard of him. And the only reason why I've seen him is because I saw him make a couple of appearances last year for the Browns, and then played against Kansas City, and then played against Kansas City again week 1. He made a couple of appearances. And when I say this makes Cleveland look like their backfield is just unfucking believable, now you're 3 deep if you get healthy. True. You're 3 deep. And I'm also looking at it this way. You just paid Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt's on that last year of this 2-year deal. He could be a free agent. He could walk. Would you move Kareem Hunt right now? At least get some type of value back?
Game. No, because when this team gets healthy,
yeah, they're unbelievable.
I think they could be a contender. Like, you got the O-line, you got the defense. They kind of stole a page that I'm always thumping out of the Broncos book of, it don't matter who you put in the backfield. When you got the line, you have the ability to block up front. Anybody can go get that big day behind you. And they're just pumping back after back, and they're producing. So kudos to them for how they built their team. But no, I would keep Hunt, because what Hunt does in the pass catching game,
and it's damn good. But
his value's there. And if you're not a contender, yes, you would trade Hunt.
But this is what I proposed, though, Nick. Hear me out.
All right.
So this is why I bring this up, because you obviously see that D'Ernest Johnson can tote the rock. He can run the ball with your own line that you have structured. He's proven that, bar none tonight. You already paid Nick Chubb, so there's already one big max contract already in your backfield. I'm of the mindset that go ahead, get some type of value from Kareem Hunt before the trade line, instead of letting him just walk for nothing. Because you can get some solid reciprocation back for Kareem Hunt. You can definitely get some solid return for Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, but you're probably going to get a draft pick, right?
Well, obviously it's a draft pick, but a third looks good.
I wouldn't do it. Not unless you lose like the next 2 games bad. Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't consider the Browns, like, it's the old baseball thing, right? Buyers or sellers.
Yeah.
If anything, the Browns should be buyers right now. They should be looking to maybe add another piece to help put them over the top, because they kind of sunk into the middle of the pack here with all the injuries. But the main thing with them is health. They get healthy, they're a contender.
And
I wouldn't sell if I was them.
Well, I think they will be buyers and sellers. I would say be buyers as in option certain people.
Okay.
And maybe you put D'Ernest Johnson on the block now. Maybe, just maybe. I'm not saying you don't get added like a high amount of return for D'Ernest Johnson, but look, this is what I mean by being a buyer and a seller at the same time. They need to sell OBJ. Sell OBJ, but
Who's gonna
use
buy that though? Who's buying that
you,
contract, man?
bro.
He ain't
Somebody,
producing. He's not producing. He ain't worth that money.
somebody still is going to buy the hype that comes with OBJ. That it,
But it's the price tag that's the issue. It's not the hype. It's not the self promotion now. It's he's been paid. It's you got to take that contract.
True. Let's be frank about OBJ. In my opinion, OBJ is, in my opinion, he's a middle of the road wide receiver.
Absolutely.
Um,
But he's also in a run first offense. It's not a good match for him there.
which to me, in my opinion, I agree with you on that one. That moment that he got traded from New York to Cleveland, to me, it's a better situation, but not personally for him. Because he's not not a necessary featured
You went
part
to a
of
better
that
team,
offense.
but you're not being used the same way.
Exactly.
And Eli was never a top 10 real passer, right? Eli was always
No.
the pack guy. But Eli got you the damn ball.
Well, because he was the only option.
Eli helped. Yeah. But
he was the only option.
you know what I mean? He put up very good numbers in New York.
Oh, yeah.
And then you went to Cleveland. So now
great numbers.
You're with your best friend Landry. That you said that meant something to you. You're on a team that's winning. You know, they made the playoffs last year. They battled down to one score with the Chiefs in that game.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone buys him because I don't think he's.
What about Atlanta?
One, he could stay healthy, and number two, he's worth that price tag.
I could see maybe Atlanta doing it because just look at the dynamic of Calvin Ridley. Production has completely gone down once Julio's gone. You need to open up some kind of area on the field that's going to open it up for Kyle Pitts and take the double team off of Calvin Ridley. It doesn't improve that team right now, but that's something you can build for Atlanta in the future. You know, that'll give you certain pieces that can entice maybe a young quarterback that might be on a free agent, that might be a bridge quarterback until you find your ultimate 10-year plan. Because what Matt Ryan probably at most maybe next year is his last year. That especially when it comes to his contract, the money that he's owed. Maybe next year is his last year in an Atlanta uniform because they eventually got to start looking to the future at that position. I don't know. Cleveland's to me is an interesting team because you got a lot of options you can go with that towards the trade deadline. But that win tonight was necessary for them.
Surprising too. Like they had that from beginning to end. Like that game was never really in question, right? The minute you saw that, you went, oh shit! Like they got this.
Well, they did what they needed to do. I mean, they didn't ask Case Keenum to go have like a fucking all-pro game. I mean, the guy knows how to play. He plays in the league. He's played,
Oh, he's been around.
Yeah, he's been around. So just don't fuck it up. They didn't ask him to do much, and hell, I mean,
they basically the game plan looked like it was we're going to go balls to the wall, one drive, we're going to get our touchdown, we're going to play defense, and we don't think that this offense can touch us. And they kind of played with that lead for a little bit, and they kind of went into a shell after they got that. I think it was 10-0 quick, and then they kind of went into an offensive shell, and they weren't really playing outside themselves. They didn't have to press. They were like, all right, 10 might be good enough to win this motherfucker.
I mean, hell, you end up with only 17 points
later, but they didn't press. They didn't. It was a great coaching job, I thought. Like
Stefanski, you got to start, respecting. People got to start respecting his offensive genius when it comes to play calling. He's probably one of the better play callers that I actually like watching in the NFL right now because he's suiting to players' strengths and he's trying to find a way to accentuate what they do best. I mean, perfect example. You're out your starting quarterback. You're down 2 number ones in your backfield, and you still come up with an offensive game plan and you get the ball moving.
Yeah,
they're like, what coaches can say that?
I mean, you do nothing but this. You tip the hat to him.
Yeah,
hey, good job. You did what you did to win this game. Does it carry on to next week? Who knows? I don't know who they're playing. Game plan will probably have to be different, but
Yeah.
he did what he had to do to win today with the the card stacked against him.
No, big time, big time. Oh, so one more topic I want to touch on with the Cleveland Browns. Baker's going to be due for a contract at some point. You either
You're a mind reader too.
here's my thing.
You're a mind reader because that's what I was thinking when we were talking about it.
Yeah. So here's my thing.
Is he the guy long term?
He fits Cleveland's mold of how Stefanski has that offense going. Here's
wait, let me chime in.
Yeah.
Or has Stefanski built the offense around Baker's limitations? Which is it?
You might have a little bit of both.
You know what I'm saying? He's been around that long. He's that good of an offensive mind. He knows what Baker can and can't do.
Can and can't do. So he's
got to build a line. We need to stack some running backs. This is going to be a run first team because we can't be a pass first team.
No, oh no, and I think Stefanski of all people know this. He knows what he has in Baker, and if you ask me, I think the whole NFL already knows what the book is really written on Baker.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. For Cleveland, as long as Stefanski is there, you do keep him, but you don't reset the quarterback market.
No,
If you reset the quarterback market, you will put this franchise in a heap of trouble for the future. It'll make them so cap stricken, and you're talking about literally paying resetting the quarterback market for. And it's no diss against Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield. I think they're one and the same. You know what I'm saying?
I would rather have Cousins throwing the ball. I would rather have Cousins throwing the ball for me than Baker.
Certain days,
both of them are at their best though when they're doing this, right? They're just
handing the ball off.
Both of them are at best when the ball is in the air and it's just in the belly. But I would take Cousins throwing the ball over Baker throwing the ball. You put Cousins on the Browns. I think the Browns are more of a contender.
That's fair. Because and that's what I'm saying. It's not a diss on Kirk Cousins. It's just that you don't look at Kirk Cousins and put him in that upper echelon of quarterbacks.
No, I mean they're in the same.
But Kirk Cousins is efficient. Kirk Cousins is efficient. He's not a check down guy like Alex Smith, but he's going to be more willing. He has more Brett Favre in him than Alex Smith would, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some times Kirk Cousins, he's going to be like, you know what? Damn it, I'm going to throw it. And if I get picked, I get picked. Fuck it. You know, there's sometimes Kirk Cousins was like, you know what? I need to show that I can fling this motherfucker. And
he's very underrated as a passer, man.
He is, but
I know
I think what it is,
so he don't get the credit. There's not the team wins. There's not the defense. There's not. But he always puts up numbers at the end of the year. You know, he's not putting up like garbage time numbers. They play in some close games. You know, he's not putting up prevent defense.
He's playing shootouts. He's in shootouts.
Yeah, he's in shootouts. Every throw matters.
Yeah.
You know, he's laughed at a lot, and I don't get it, man. I'd fucking take him.
I'm not. I think it's only because there's certain times where Kirk Cousins, you're like, hey, what happened? Like that wasn't the guy that just threw for 350 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Where'd that guy go? And I think that's probably one of the knocks, especially for me. It's probably one of the biggest knocks I got for Kurt is I'm looking for the consistency over your good play over the course of a season. And there's times where when he's up, but damn it, when he's down, you're like, ugh. I think that's the only knock. If he can get to that more consistent, upward trajectory, I would never have any problem with Kurt. But sometimes he's just a wild card. You don't know what like. For instance, man, this is crazy. I got him on my fantasy team, and I set him on the bench last week, and he explodes for all those yards against Carolina, and he actually had a better showing than Patrick Mahomes, who I had starting, and this week he's on a bye, and I'm like, well, damn, if I knew that Kurt was going to, hindsight 2020, if I knew Kurt was going to have this fucking this big show off before he goes on a bye week, I definitely would have started one of Mahomes. But that's the thing, you don't know sometimes with Kirk Cousins, and that's why I say him and Baker are in that same boat, because when the running game is going damn good, when you got two number ones back there and that running game is working. Your bootleg and your play action for Baker is beautiful. The game's working. It looks so beautiful. It's a symphony. But damn it, if that run game is getting slowed down and you are forcing Baker Mayfield to go get the game, man, there's sometimes I'm like, man, you sure he's the guy?
Yeah.
You sure?
Now let me ask you this, because you always ask me the GM question. Put your GM hat on. So I'm gonna throw it at you. Put your GM hat on right now. You're the Cleveland Browns GM. You get a phone call tomorrow that says, we offer you Kirk Cousins for Baker Mayfield straight up.
Straight up?
Straight up.
Oh, I'm pulling the trigger in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because I just think that you get enough out of Kurt that surrounded him, especially on
And
Cleveland.
his receivers put up numbers. He had Diggs, got Thielen, he's got Jefferson. You telling me Beckham and Landry wouldn't be fucking salivating to have a quarterback who gets the ball downfield to guys consistently like he does?
And here's the thing. You put Kirk Cousins on there, you can evolve Nick Chubb into a more rounded running back that can catch the ball out the backfield, because Kareem Hunt can already do that. So then you got two evolved number one running backs that are scat backs now that can still run through the tackles, but you better make sure you can cover the screen game and cover the flat, because now they're receiving weapons.
Yeah.
Njoku would be a problem. Austin Hooper's still solid. I mean, Jarvis Landry will start getting.
What's holding them back?
It wouldn't.
Baker.
Yes. In a nutshell, fucking yes. In a nutshell, yes. And I will not be surprised if they don't go to the Super Bowl this year. I know they're favored by some people, and
I picked Rams Browns early in the year.
And look, I wouldn't be shocked if they make it to the Super Bowl, but I also wouldn't be shocked if they fell short.
If they miss the playoffs or get knocked out.
Yeah. Look, Baker is very leaning on other factors to be going well on offense for him to be effective.
He's not showing up and saying, put the team on my back, I got us today. That's not what that team is about.
That's not in him yet.
Yeah.
It's not in him yet.
No, 100%. You're right.
If we're talking about that, he's throwing on like Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, damn Aaron Rodgers, where nothing else is going right on offense, and he just says, fuck it, I got it. If he was doing that, I wouldn't have to have the question mark. But when he's in those situations, I've seen him falter more than succeed. I can't reset the quarterback market with Baker Mayfield.
No,
I wouldn't do it.
No, and that's why he hasn't gotten it yet, because you're going to let everybody else settle it in, and then you're going to see where does he fit in financially.
Yeah, because Josh Allen and Dak already reset it.
Dak got his.
Lamar's next.
He ain't on that level.
No,
he ain't putting teams on his back. He's not on that level. But I get it. These guys are getting paid $30 million a year. The quarterbacks now are getting paid $30 million to start. Like, that's the number. Like, you're gonna give Baker 5 years, 150? I'm not.
I can't. Look, I know what you bring, Baker, but like, I would tell him straight up. I would have a very candid conversation with him, bro. I know what you bring to our team, but to value you like those other guys, to me, it does more, harm than good to that franchise to give them that type of money.
I'm gonna throw something out right now. Sam Darnold on the Browns with a complete roster. It's probably getting about the same amount of play you're getting now out of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Like, you got some head scratching throws, you got some crazy decisions, but it's going to be hand the ball off, play action, roll out, high percentage throws, which any NFL quarterback can do.
It should be able
And
to do.
it goes
Yes.
back to what I said earlier. It's more Stefanski getting credit for building a system that Baker can look good in than Baker looking good in the system.
That's fair. Look, you would not get no arguments with me on that. And I really wasn't big on Baker coming out of college anyway.
Me neither. I didn't want him at all. I had Sam 1, Allen 2, Lamar 3, Rosen 4, Baker 5.
And I don't know how the hell Baker shot up the board that quick that year. I have no idea how. It still scratches my head.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying maybe. I mean, hindsight 2020. I'm pretty sure most of those GMs will redo that whole first round.
Oh God.
First of all, Rosen wouldn't even go in the first round. He probably go undrafted or fifth or sixth round.
I feel bad for him because he never got a chance.
He didn't care, bro.
Over before it started.
He didn't care.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't care. He got his first round money and said thank you.
Yeah. Still getting paid today.
Thank you. Oh yeah. He took that first round money and said thank you. But look, let's look at this at the Broncos, man. This is your fourth loss in a row.
You're bad.
Yeah.
You're bad.
You're terrible.
Beat the Jaguars, the Jets, and the Giants. Yo, I could get 11 people who watch this show to get together, and we could play both sides of the ball and probably go 1-2 against those three teams. I'll even put Mel on the line and me at running back, yo. Like,
I'll be the kicker, and I can't kick worth shit.
Anything beating those three teams?
No.
You know, I don't know. They are down in the dumps. They don't look impressive. Von Miller limped off the field today. Chubb hasn't been out there.
That was going to be my next point. I mean, you got your best
out of being GM. He went up to team president, right? He's not GM anymore. They brought someone else in to be GM.
Yeah, he gave up his GM role, but it still don't even matter.
He's get fired.
Oh yeah, come on.
Done anything in a decade. The only thing he did was bring in Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah, and convinced him to come and got a Super Bowl out of it. I mean, I of course you'll take that, but damn it.
But what you do? What kind of foundation did you build?
Nothing, because
you're also the guy that drafted Tim Tebow to be quarterback in the first round. So let's. The fact that you're even allowed to enter the Broncos anymore is fucking impressive.
Yo, so you lose Von Miller to injury. I'm not sure that it's, how serious that looked, but that didn't look too good. And the way his left leg kind of bent, that didn't look good. Look, you're already you're already down Nick Chubb or Bradley Chubb. I'm sorry, Bradley Chubb. I keep getting the Chubbs mixed together. Anyway, you still need to find the. Your quarterback situation is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Obviously, Teddy Bridgewater is just the bridge quarterback that we thought he was. But you know what? I'm not gonna put it all on Teddy. He's getting harassed damn every game.
Yeah.
They can't protect him or shit. So I'm not gonna bash Teddy too hard. But I will say, I guess when you're under so much stress, you need to find a way to just a 2-step or 3-step drops and get the ball out. You need to find a way to get the ball out.
And you got decent.
Oh, the wide receivers are actually not too bad.
I mean, you drafted Surtain this year. You got Chubb. So you got, I mean, Chubb hasn't played much this year, but you got marquee players. You got elite talent. You got Von Miller still.
Jeffrey Simmons back there at safety is nice.
You know, Sutton ain't bad at receiver. Patrick, Font. Your system is your system shit. Like, Vic Fangio, you're supposed to be the defensive guy. Like, you guys are getting.
And he's on borrowed time. He's on borrowed time.
There's gonna be a lot of changes this year, man. There's a
Fangio's on his way out. All right, look. You say what you want. Fangio is on his way out.
Let's talk about that. What are the jobs right now that we see guys out? Fangio is going to be out.
Fangio's one.
Gettleman, the Giants GM, I got him as being out. I don't know about the coach. I think Judge stays unless a guy comes in and says, "I want my own coach."
Nah, if they gonna change GMs, they're gonna change coach because you kind of stuck with right now. Joe Judge is kind of stuck with Danny Dimes because I don't if I'm correct, he didn't pick Daniel Jones to coach with.
Okay, you got Miami.
Brian Flores. No, you don't
Flores
move
stays,
off of
right?
no Flores
But
stays
that GM's got to be a fucking question. He gave away all these picks.
to get to
The
it.
Eagles are gonna have a top 10 pick this year from Miami.
Well, not only that, they're going to hold that Justin Herbert sitting on the bench right there, sitting on the clock right there, and then you go in and get to it. I think it's going to be his downfall. The more that Justin Herbert keeps playing well, the more the hot seat for the GM of the Dolphins is going to get warmer.
And now you let him be, right? If he goes and trades for Watson, you gotta let that GM ride it out.
no doubt. If you able to finagle that deal to get Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson is actually able to play for you sometime this year,
Yeah.
and probably off season, all those little legal situations get handled. Oh yeah, you let him stay, but damn it, it also depends on what you give up. Don't be giving up your whole house for a guy that might end up sitting on the sideline. Don't give up your whole house.
You can't. Like I said, I think it got cut in half. I think it's a 1 and a 3.
And that's fine.
A 1 and a 3, and maybe like a conditional pick based upon how much he plays based off suspension, right? Like if he plays 12 games next year, it bumps up to a 2, which probably won't happen.
If I'm Houston, I'd go ahead and take what you can get right now.
Yeah. You don't take a conditional pick if you're Houston. But if you're Miami, you want to kind of write that in.
Yeah. Because here's the thing about Houston in that situation. You're looking at value for a premier quarterback that is literally tainted and thrown in the shitter because of 22 silver suits. I mean, literally. So you take what you get.
I'm gonna throw one out there that we've spoken about.
Yeah,
Seattle. You're gonna have an awful year. You're gonna rip that GM apart for that Jamal trade.
Well, I've already said it. Russell Wilson's not there next year.
You start completely over.
Russell's not there next year. I've already gone on record that I think Russell's not there next year. Aaron Rodgers isn't in Green Bay next year. You either I'm not sure of his contract status or how much guaranteed money is left for Russell's contract, but you definitely need to find a way to get some type of value for him or send. But first, they need to send him to the.
Do you remember my call for Russ?
I said New Orleans.
I said Giants because they got the 2 first.
Oh yeah, you said that. You said that.
You could send Daniel Jones as a guy who can play now. You send them those 2 potentially top 12 picks.
You did say that.
And then you get Russ in return. Now you're the GM in Seattle, the new GM, and you got to let Pete Carroll go too at this point, right? You're not going to go through a rebuild with a guy that old.
No, Pete
get 2 top 12 picks.
Pete's going to either retire or go back to college.
Yeah, you get a big mauler on one side of offensive or defensive line because you're not winning games in the trenches, and then you start from scratch.
No, you definitely do.
You got Metcalf, you got Lockett, you got some decent weapons out there, but you got to get better in the trenches, and you got to take some elite picks and put them into the O&D line.
If you ask me, I think there's going to be more than usual of amount of teams looking for quarterbacks next year. I don't think there's a. I mean, off the top of your heads, you know the usual suspects, or who teams got their quarterbacks set for the next 10, 15 years. That's something different. But even Denver, even because they played tonight, it's time you either put Drew Lock in, give the final evaluation, and see what you got. Otherwise, you'll be in the sweepstakes for quarterback again next year.
The time to do it, right? You got the extra couple days. You're back at practice probably on Sunday or Monday.
And you're struggling.
Yeah, and you don't look good. And it's nothing against Teddy Bridgewater. My love for Teddy Bridgewater. He's one of the best people in the league. You know, and he's just the guy can do no wrong as a human being with everything he went through and how he came back and how he handled himself. You know, I love the man.
But offense is dead,
But
man. Offense is dead.
it's you need a spark there, man. And
Yeah.
what bigger way is there to make a spark than the quarterback change?
Yeah. Either that or fire or offensive coordinator. Somebody got to go.
Yeah.
Somebody got something needs to
And then
change.
they're all that whole staff is gonna go.
Oh yeah, no. If Vic Fangio better enjoy that.
The wheels come off big like that, man, and then they go
they
5-12 after starting 3-0.
oh, the whole administration is gone. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's switch up the gears a little bit.
What you got?
So this Ben Simmons in Philadelphia 76ers situation is getting out of fucking control.
What a fucking scumbag, huh? Like, I'm just gonna be blunt. What a fucking piece of shit person.
Oh, but guess what? As much as I want to put blame on Ben Simmons, I have to blame the Philadelphia 76ers organization at the same time.
Really?
And it just hear me out on this one. Now Ben Simmons is wrong because he's being a total D-bag about the whole situation. He's definitely putting emotions over money. The money he's getting paid for, I can suck some shit up and be okay. You know what I'm saying? I can work with people that I don't care for, don't like, and that aspect and still be professional. So I can do that. He's not being man enough to do that. But he's also to blame for the fact that you are at this point probably one of the worst players to even trying to trade because you can't shoot. You can't shoot. You can't hit free throws. And not just shooting, but you're scared to shoot. There's something mentally wrong that I have to deal with if I acquire you. I have to get you.
And let me add this too.
Yeah.
You do not care enough about your craft after all these years to
get better.
Your skill set.
It's a travesty.
Lonzo Ball changed his shooting form, right? Somebody that was mocked for his crazy side
and had a solid season last year. Had a solid season last year.
Changed his form, cared enough about his craft, improved his game, found a new home, and then looks nice in Chicago, right?
Looks real good in Chicago. It looked like it might, look like it might be something nice. So I agree with you right there. Yeah.
But you don't care about your craft. You don't care about your teammates. You don't care about the organization. You don't care about the fans. Like, you are digging yourself a hole where nobody's gonna want you because he gets traded to XYZ. XYZ fan base is going to be like, why did you trade for this guy? He's a piece of shit.
He's a bum.
He doesn't care. He's not good at his game. He's overpaid. Like, who's going to save the Sixers?
And that's why I sit where it's Ben Simmons' fault, because he personally isn't taking accountability for his lack of willing to get better, improve, be a team player. He's wrong for that. But where I say where Philly's wrong is that they've let that behavior continue since they drafted him.
And you rewarded it with a massive contract that you did not deserve.
Bro, both of these, in both instances of this situation, both parties are at fault. They both did wrong in the situation, and now you got what the hell you seeing what's going on now. You got a big mess, a big pile of shit at your front door on fire, and you trying to step it out, and now you almost burning yourself and you're covered in shit. So
I got the perfect analogy for this. You know me with my analogies. Ben Simmons is in a relationship. He's the female. The female don't put in her share, but you reward her and you give her a ring and you want to marry her because you think she's the one, but then she's out cheating on you and with your friends, right? But like, you gave her a ring, man. Now you're like, you feel like you're stuck with it, right?
And now you look stupid.
Exactly. That's like the best analogy I have. Is that like Ben Simmons is a girl who's not worthy of a relationship, and instead of getting out of the relationship, you're like, yo, baby, I love you. Take this 5-carat ring. No, you don't do that when it's that bad. You break ties. You don't say, here's 5 years, 200 million or whatever it was.
Cut it loose.
It's bad, man. It's bad, and nobody should bail out the Sixers. The rest of the league should just sit and laugh at this and let
laugh at it
and let it tear them apart.
And that's what I'm saying. The Sixers the Sixers created just as much of this mess as Ben Simmons did.
Yeah.
You can't reward a bum that doesn't want to improve on his craft. You don't reward a guy that made it clear that he was not going to improve year after year after year. With Brett Brown, that was the thing that was been holding it back. Ben will show up every now and then when it mattered, but now this past playoffs, like the true, he was already being exposed for being a lazy sack, but that playoffs,
Giving up
now,
layup, dumping it off because he had the
you
yips.
scared of Trey Young? You are. Ben Simmons is 6'7", almost 6'8".
No, isn't he 6'10"?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's bigger than that. So probably 6'10", almost 6'11".
He's Kevin Durant with no
Yeah,
skills.
he's Kevin Durant with no skills and thicker body,
Yo,
and
he's scared of a rugrat.
and you're scared of Trey Young. He was sitting at the goal, scared of a dunk. Just go up and dunk, and you're scared of Trey Young. So who wants to take that on? You gotta find a way to get the money to get spread out somewhere with that trash ass contract that Philly did. So Philly shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
You made them damn near untradeable.
Yeah.
And now
Because you don't want the player. You don't want the player. You don't want the contract. And now you don't want the man for the way he's handled his teammates and ownership and walking out and not participate in practice.
You don't want none of it. You can't touch him. You don't want to touch him.
I can't find a team that's going to bail out the Sixers.
They're gonna have to kumbaya some shit, bro. Because he costs too much.
And Philly's not a bad place to be. Like you're like a contender, right? Like,
I mean, look. Let's be honest. Hey, if they didn't
a second tier contender, you're not like the elite, but you're behind the Bucks and the Nets. You're probably the third.
Oh yeah. They're behind the Bucks and the Nets, but here's my thing: you take care of business against Atlanta. I like your chances against Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? But you can't. You didn't even get there. You didn't even get to the conference finals for us to even give an actual synopsis of whether you can hang with them or not. But you don't shoot yourselves in the foot by rewarding a bum.
Yep. This is where you're at now.
This is exactly where you're at, and it's
only going to get uglier.
It's going to get worse.
There's no end in sight.
I saw a quick little piece that Daryl Morey has said is that this shit could possibly go on for the next 4 years because you can't move them.
Yeah.
So you motherfuckers better go see a relationship counselor or some shit. The people that talk to y'all married motherfuckers when they be fighting over alimony and shit. Go see one of them motherfuckers.
I don't know, man. I don't see a solution.
Kumbaya. They better make up, kiss up. They better hug. They better find a way. And this is what makes it ultra tough is what's the message you send if you bring him back into the building to the rest of the other players?
You got to watch how you handle it because you could destroy your own locker room. If you cater to him and this, you're going to tear the locker room apart because there are going to be fistfights. There are going to be some Ike and Gino moments, like when Gino got punched in the face.
Hey, Cass is going to be like, hey, bro, get me up out of here.
You got your leader of the team, Embiid, saying, I don't care about that man. You can't bring that guy back. You can't upset Embiid. You can't upset Embiid's the franchise. You can't bring him back in now.
But you're
hoping that he does something so stupid that Ben he makes some stupid move
that you can void his contract.
Exactly. Where you can be like contract conduct detrimental to the team. He's in breach of contract. Like you're hoping, right?
You're not gonna void the rest.
You're hoping like you sending John Gruden into Ben Simmons' house to send some emails.
Hey, if I know the GM knows somebody, I'll call the first madam that's available in the city of brotherly love. Madam, send one of your best girls in over there to the Simmons residence.
You send a he-she over there, and when Ben finds out, he punches them, and then now he's against the trans community, and everyone.
Oh, he's out of there. He's out of there, bro.
The views expressed by Nick Shine are not those of I.O.W. Sports. Did you guys draw up the disclaimer yet?
His and only his. No, we ain't made it yet. But no, bro. Look, when you in a situation like this, it's not like you can just come up with the best trade right now. At this point, Philly's going to have to eat a loss somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it's financially wise or compensation wise.
Yeah.
You're going to have to eat a huge loss, and the only backlash about that is
you cut him and you bite the financial bullet because it's just better to be rid of him, right?
Well, I'm in the mindset just like you. I can't have him back in the locker room, man. You've already shown that you don't want to be here. You've already shown that you obviously can't get on the same, respectable level with our franchise player when Embiid, because he's not going nowhere.
Now you're hurting him in his prime, because if you do cut him and you got to eat that money for 4 years, you're not able to put as many.
Can't build around him.
Can't build around. You're hurting. It's a franchise altering move in a bad way, like this whole situation.
Hey, it goes back to that extension. You don't sign him to that extension. You just don't.
Yeah.
Look, I get that Ben Simmons has been probably one of the best defenders at the point guard position, because he is a power forward playing point guard.
Freak athlete. Like, that's it. He's a freakish athlete. He's not a baller.
But I don't get the offensive production for that money. You just don't.
No.
You just don't.
No.
There's other aspects of his game that's going to be great, but when you can't give me one of the most important aspects of the game of basketball, you just can't give it to me.
Yeah.
And who wants to deal with the mental part of that guy when you're scared to shoot?
Yeah.
How do you fix that? What, do I need to go sign you up with the best sports psychologist in the world or something? I don't know.
Yeah, and you certainly don't pay him, man. It's one of the worst contracts in sports history, because the numbers are just so inflated because of the NBA television deal.
But
if you gave him a 4-year, $48 million deal, like, we're not even.
That's something different. Right?
Oh yeah, it's like, all right, you cut ties with that, no big deal.
Oh yeah, you eat that shit. But
you're giving out $30-40 million a year to a guy. He says, "Yo, I ain't participating in practice."
Hey, and Ben Simmons, and that's only, I will say this: Ben Simmons was smart enough to listen to his lawyer, and he said, "Yo, show up to training camp, bro. Just show up. Like, even if you whatever, just show up." Because once you don't show up, that's when they start deducting that money from your ass. And you don't want to leave too much money on the table, especially when you don't know how this situation is going to play out. Because if you get released or get cut, surprisingly, yeah, bro, it ain't going to be a lot of suitors for you. No. It ain't going to be a lot of suitors for you. So let's go get whatever change we can get for your ass. How you see... Who you really see coming out of the NBA this year? Early predictions for the finals.
I think if the Nets are healthy with Harden and Durant, I find a hard team anybody in the East beating them. Harden barely had a hamstring intact, and then he was trying his best in the playoffs last year against the Bucks.
True.
Irving was obviously out.
You don't get him at all this year.
But you don't get him at all anyway. You didn't get him last year in the playoffs. So, I mean, that's a thing. I think he's missed like 38 out of the last 57 of his team's playoff games.
Yeah.
So you didn't have him anyway.
That's fair.
You got Mills. I think the Nets have done a nice job building.
I like Patty Mills.
Yeah, I think he went 7 of 7 for 3 the other night.
I like Patty Mills.
Whenever you get these all-star teams and you put them together, it always takes a while for them to kind of, come together. The Lakers lost the other night. The Nets lost the other night. All right, big deal. The Bucks basically have their whole, trio and everybody intact.
Yeah, and they got waxed tonight by Miami. So look, it's so early in the
It,
NBA. I'm just trying to gauge who you think might come out
I'd
towards
like
June.
if the Nets are healthy. I think the Nets are the team to beat in the East. And I really like the Suns. Like I thought last year, like when we first started talking on here, I said I thought the Suns were a year away. But with some injuries and LeBron being out or Davis being out with the Lakers, they stepped in. They took advantage of that. But I hate Carmelo Anthony. And I hope that guy never gets a fucking ring. Because if he gets a ring now in the point of his career, you got to listen to all the stupid Knicks fans talk about how great he is. I can't root for the Lakers at all. And I was a LeBron fan. And I always rooted for LeBron until
Well,
LeBron.
I'm a Lakers fan, and I never liked LeBron, so I've been in the conundrum since he came to
Yeah.
LA. So, uh,
But I mean, I would if I had a bet right now today, give me Suns versus Nets.
damn. I'm not gonna go with the Lakers because I see what the Lakers are doing, getting a lot of veterans. So you're gonna get hopefully smart basketball from the Lakers. Hopefully.
Let me see, where did Chris Paul end up? Because he opted
He
out.
stayed. No, he stayed. He stayed in
And during the
Phoenix.
playoffs, it said he was opting out. Did he opt out and just do a new contract?
He opted out and just re-signed for
So
different
he's still in
figures.
Phoenix?
Yeah, he's
All right.
he's still in
I like
Phoenix.
them still. Okay.
Um,
I'm more of a college basketball guy than NBA guy.
now I do like college basketball. The only problem is with college basketball, with the name, image, and likeness shit. They're finally just starting to get into that, but you got other alternatives that are paying them money to off gate. Like out of high school. I think it was the overtime elite thing, and then there was some other thing of the G League shit that these cats can go ahead and start getting experience, especially if you go to the G League, because you're going to play against guys that maybe spent some time in the NBA. So you're going to go against NBA talent. So I mean, I think it's going to kill the college basketball. I mean, why you think Coach K, this is his last year? He sees it coming. He sees the
Roy Williams too, Roy Bell too.
Oh yeah. They see the landscape changing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Calipari starts following him out the door too. So I think the NCAA college basketball they're going through a whole facelift right now, and this is.
Okay.
It's going to be a minute before it starts settling down on what they're actually going to look like, especially with this name, image, and likeness shit. But football's not changing. The only thing that's changing about college football is where certain schools going to end up to maximize on their dollars. So football doesn't get they're not going to get hit as bad with this name, image, and likeness shit as I think basketball is. But I don't know, because I can't grow with the Lakers. It's my early pick for the finals. Just I get what they're doing with all the veterans, but I'm still skeptical if these guys can hold up. If you're gonna play, how many minutes are these guys gonna get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like these guys are 22 where it was much easier for you to, play 10 minutes and sit down for maybe 3 and then get back up and play another, 7, 8 more minutes.
That's the thing. They're all used. Carmelo's been a role player the last couple of years, so it's not much of an adjustment for him. But Westbrook, who's used to having the ball in his hands all the time, LeBron's used to having the ball in his hands all the time.
Yeah, and to me, that's the crazy dynamic about that whole situation. Who's going to be the primary ball handler for the majority of the season?
Yeah, like when was the last time LeBron played off the ball?
Man, it's been a hot minute.
But he would play the point a lot for Irving, and Irving would play like the shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. But I can't sell LeBron short with it, because LeBron has always found a way to evolve his game. And when you say he can't do it, he does it. So, he went from being the best small forward in the game to being a power forward when he bulked up to now being the best point guard and leading the league in assists one year. So it's kind of, I don't want to say LeBron can't adjust because he's always done whatever it takes for the team to win. But do you take a back seat to Russ and let Russ run the high tempo, push it like crazy?
I've never been a fan of Russ Britt.
Never
So
won. Russ has never won it, so it's like, you know what I mean. Like that hasn't worked.
Oh, if you are asking Westbrook to pretty much be responsible for majority of your offensive output instead of LeBron James, I don't know. I'm not sure how long that'll get you.
Okay.
Maybe LeBron probably does that and be like, hey, Russ gets yours and I'll just be the closer. If that's what he wants to do, then so be it. Look, I'm not worried about LeBron. LeBron is the all around piece that can do everything. He's the queen on my chessboard.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about him.
But how much trial and error do they go through? You know what I mean? That's a big part of it.
You spend
how
a
long
week.
does it take them to figure out the chemistry, to figure out
15 games. You better figure out in 15 games.
Yeah.
The West is always going to be strong.
So by Thanksgiving, right? Right about Thanksgiving, it'd be like 15 games, right?
Give or take.
By December 1st. So by December 1st, we should have
an idea
a
for
good
sure
view of what this team is going to be. You know, chemistry.
If they're still struggling at that point in time, don't be surprised if you hear rumblings that somebody's moving off that team, and don't be surprised if it's Westbrook. I'm willing to go out on a limb that Westbrook will be the fall guy and be the first one to get moved if shit's not working right.
Yeah,
because LeBron's not going nowhere.
No, and LeBron handpicked AD, but LeBron handpicked all of this, right?
Pretty much.
None of this happens without LeBron.
Come on. Okay? LeBron's been GM since he stepped into LA. Well, truly since he stepped into the league, but he's definitely the GM in La La Land with the Lakers. He's the GM.
Yeah.
He's running that shit. No.
I'm curious to see how it works out.
Yeah. Look,
definitely something to keep an eye on.
Look, most teams have only played 2 games, so there's a lot of basketball, a lot of NBA basketball left.
Lost again. They lost to the Heat, or that was the Bucks lost to the Heat?
No, Bucks lost to the Heat. They got trounced by the Heat.
Lakers play game 2 yet or no?
No, not yet.
All right.
But yeah.
I know the Nets play again tomorrow. They've only played 1.
One more quick note before we leave out of here. I said it earlier on today's show, afternoon show. Braves better close that series out. This is 2 years in a row,
right? Dodgers won tonight, right?
Dodgers won Game 5. Not only did they win Game 5, right. Chris Taylor had 3 home runs in that game. This guy had 6 RBIs.
Jeez. And
pretty much won the game on his own. AJ Pollock chipped in another cheap little 3-1 home run at the end of the game, but that shit didn't even matter. But Chris Taylor single-handedly saved the Dodgers off elimination by himself tonight. And now they're up 3-2. They got to go back to
them. They've been backed into the corner. They've been painted in.
Been here before.
They know how to do this.
Atlanta better figure it out.
Like, oh shit, here we go.
Yes, here we go again. Exactly. It just happened last year. It just happened last year. We got to. Hey,
it's like
Atlanta Braves.
It's crazy.
You better figure out the way to close this series.
And I need the Dodgers to win because I don't think the Braves can beat Houston or Boston.
Oh no.
And Houston's up 3-2.
I believe so. Yeah.
They didn't play today, right? They were off today.
No, they'll play tomorrow night. Okay. And I think Houston might finish that off.
The Dodgers are the only hope to beat one of those cheaters.
Oh yeah, that's funny. I said that too the other day. You got Houston and Boston, the last 2 cheating teams that's representing the ALCS. Yeah. So
did you see the meme, the American League Cheater Series? Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. That's hilarious. American League Cheater Series.
That was a hot meme coming out. The ALCS, the American League Cheater Series.
But that's pretty much all I had today. Your boy's back in the building, back on the late night tip. Back a midnight owl. Feels good. Man, big homie Nick. Appreciate you hopping on, my man. Episode 99.
Night owl.
Yeah. look, again, everybody, y'all going over to the website, www.iof119.com. That's the website. Cop some merch. Feeling real charitable. Go ahead, drop some money into the Patreon. Get the I.O.W network app. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell on the YouTube. Hit the notification button on the Facebook. Go show us some love. Got a lot of other ideas coming off I.O.W network. But it damn feels so good to be back on the mic late night. Of course, y'all can catch myself, Big Homie Nick, every Monday and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the day stream of the I.O.W Sports Show. Y'all come back now. You hear? Come mess with me again tomorrow night, midnight. Appreciate you, Nick.
All right, brother.
All right, be good, man.
Thanks for having me as always.
All for sure. Everybody else out there in La La Land, out there in the universe, y'all be good. God willing.
Don't tell Mel, but since we did the late night show, you are now back at the #1 black guy for me. So it's the #1 spot back.
Oh no, I gotta tell him now. I gotta tell him now. I gotta talk my shit. I'm the #1 blackhead. Y'all be good, y'all.
All right, peace, bud.
Solid Hill TDS. Hitchhikers. Let's go. Yo. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoke unload. Let my soul sink into the flow, feel the flames below, ready to go, light another pack, watch the blunt roll, let it go, release to the beast, about to take control, overload, burn another shrub to keep my mind sedated, elevated, felt elated from withdrawal but never faded, alcohol, pumping out my system, in need of patience, point, play and do it in reverse until the points taken, put it in work to muscles jerk, and my joints aching, numbers don't lie, but I think these niggas point shaving. I am on another high. You can only taste the fragrance floating on the stroke. Bodies below, twisted, agitated. Hand me another grain, watch me break down and light this bitch. Explosive tendencies, watch me spark and ignite the shit. Put the game in the chokehold with a tighten grip. Niggas inciting shit, hoes peeping, they bite their lips. Cold hearted bastard, give a hot bitch an icy kiss. Take a buzz to another level and heighten it. My karma is Dalai Lama, the smoke for enlightenment. Nigga drag me to hell with all the hounds and Leviathan things. Reach for a pack of guards, cause I'm about to smoke a quick. Pussy popping and percolate, I just want the smoke circulate. Losers will spectate and the haters will speculate, but I'm too busy taking all this vapor straight to the face. Damn. Shit. Man, shit pretty good. Hey, man, you got a light? Fuck that, I'm just check. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoke unload. Let my soul sink into the flow, feel the flames below, ready to go, light another pack, watch the blood go roll, let it go, release to the beat, about to take control. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoke unload. Let my soul sink into the flow, feel the flames below, ready to go, light another pack, watch the blood go roll, let it go, release to the beast, about to take control.